You've seen the videos titled 10 Things You Must Buy This Year. Well, today's gonna be different. I'm giving you a list of things I'm not doing, not buying, and not worrying about in 2026. We're gonna call it the Photography Anti-Bucket List, because sometimes the best way to get better at this craft isn't by adding more stuff. It's by clearing away the noise so you can actually enjoy the view through your viewfinder. Let's get started. Number 1, the every 2-year upgrade cycle. We've been conditioned by tech companies and influencers to believe that we aren't shooting on the absolute latest Mark something or other. We're falling behind. But here's the reality in 2026. The sensors we have now are just incredible. If your current camera has a reliable autofocus system, can handle a bit of low light, and most importantly, is a tool you actually enjoy holding and using, then you don't need the newest model. I've seen so many photographers, including myself, spend $5,000 on a new body that offers a 3% increase in dynamic range, and yet their photos look exactly the same as they did last year. That money could have paid for a month-long road trip or a high-end workshop that actually changes how you see the world and take better photos or video. If you know where the buttons are on your current camera without looking, you have a massive advantage over the person who just unboxed a brand new, complicated computer they don't understand yet. Mastery of your current tool will always beat the novelty of a new one. Remember, unless the new piece of gear actually solves a problem, don't buy it. Number 2, the overprocessed AI look. We are living in an era where AI can replace a sky, add lens flare, and smooth out someone's skin until they look like a porcelain doll with a single click. It's tempting, especially when you're starting out, to think that perfect equals good. But in 2026, the world is becoming saturated with these hyper-real clinical images that have no soul. I am consciously choosing to leave that behind. I'm leaning into the imperfections, a little bit of grain, the sky that actually looks the way it did when I was standing there, and that natural character lines on a person's face. Those things tell a story. Perfection is boring. Authenticity is what people actually connect with. Don't let a software algorithm decide what beauty looks like for you. Your viewers want to see how you saw the moment, not how a computer thinks the moment should have looked. Number 3, the lens collection trap. This is the belief that you need a specific lens for every possible scenario. The 16mm for wide, the 35 for street, the 50 for portraits, and the 85 for that creamy bokeh. And the massive zoom for birds. But you know it, you're carrying a 20-pound backpack that makes your shoulders ache and your back stiff. If you're a retiree like me or a hobbyist, nothing kills the joy of a photo walk faster than being physically exhausted by your gear. I'm gonna stick to a 2 lens limit from now on. 1 versatile shorter zoom, and then 1 maybe a little bit longer zoom. And that's it. There's a certain creative freedom that comes from having fewer choices. When you stop worrying about which lens to swap to, you start focusing on where to move your feet to get the best angle. It makes the process lighter, both physically and mentally. If you can't get the shot with the 2 lenses you have, then that shot wasn't meant for you today, and that's okay. Or you can make sure you set yourself out. If you're going to do bird photography, only take your extreme telephoto. Number 4, the magic editing apps fatigue. Every week, there's a new subscription service promising to fix your photos with one click. It's exhausting and, quite frankly, expensive. Instead of chasing 5 different apps that each do 10% of the work, I'm doubling down on the tools I already have. For me, that's staying within the Adobe ecosystem and actually mastering the power of Lightroom and Photoshop. Occasionally, I'll throw in Luminar Neo. There's a deep meditative satisfaction in sitting down with a pen tablet and really learning how to craft an image. Using a stylus instead of a mouse feels like just drawing. It's ergonomic, it's precise, and it connects you to the work in a way a one-click filter never can. When you master your primary tools, you realize you don't need a magic button. You become the magic yourself. It's your photo. Save your subscription money and spend that time learning how to mask by hand. You'll be much more proud of the result. Number 5, chasing that viral shot. We've all seen it. The same mountain in Iceland or the same pier in California, photographed by 10,000 people from the exact same tripod holes left there by hundreds. There's this pressure to travel to these epic locations just to prove we're real photographers. But honestly, I am sick and tired of it. Chasing a viral shot isn't photography, it's trophy hunting. This year, I want to find the extraordinary in the ordinary. There's a specific kind of magic in capturing the way the morning light hits that oak tree at your local park, or the way the shadows fall across your kitchen table early in the morning or later in the afternoon. Those photos are uniquely yours. No one else was standing where you were at that exact moment. In your neighborhood. Photography is about learning to see, not just learning to travel. Let the influencers go stand in line for a famous view. I'd rather be the only one standing in a quiet field catching a sunset no one else noticed. Or I'm really enjoying doing my toy photography. I make the photo. It's not a photo that's given to me. I make those photos. So that's the list. That's my list. It's about stripping away the shoulds and the must-haves that the industry pushes on us. It's about realizing that you probably already have everything you need to create something beautiful. When you stop worrying about the next upgrade, the newest app, or the most famous location, you finally give yourself permission to just be a photographer or a videographer or hybrid. Do both. You allow the hobby to be what it was always meant to be, a way to slow down, pay attention, and enjoy the world around you. Let's make this year the year we stop collecting gear and start collecting the moments. The view is a lot clearer when you aren't carrying so much unnecessary weight, both physically and mentally. Turn off the gear reviews, grab the camera you already own, and go find something that makes you smile. That's the only bucket list that matters. Spend time with your family taking photos. Enjoy those moments. I tell you, my wife and I went to a local state park, I think it was last fall, early in the morning for sunrise. And I tell you, I really enjoyed myself. I mean, I think my wife did too. I mean, I'm sure she was bored at moments just while I was taking photos. But it was time that we spent together. It was quality time. Spend that time wisely. You don't have a lot of time, especially if you're a retiree. I mean, we all hope we're going to live a long time, but you know what? Who knows? So spend it wisely. Quality moments. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It's definitely something different than I normally do. So please click and click that like button and subscribe to my channel. You guys have been doing awesome giving me new subscribers. I really appreciate it. And like I said, click that like button as well. And please have yourself a very blessed day. And until next time, take care, everyone.